Hello, 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 guys. I'm just gonna animate today and try to take it easy because my hand is kind of hurting. I don't know why. I think stretched it out in the wrong way yesterday. It started out last night. If you guys are curious, I'm just animating something for my homies at Dev Division. They're basically the dudes that are starting out a manga series in Australia. You guys should check them out. They're called Dev Division on Instagram. I, I pretty much collab with them quite a lot. Hello, welcome to the stream. I may not be able to uh, read the chat properly because I have to switch tabs in order to see what you guys are talking about. So yeah, only gonna chill stream today. I mean, my hand is quite hurting, but it's not that too bad to the point I can't draw. So, I mean, I still want to take it easy. No, I don't want it to get worse. This hand is not looking too good. God, I hope my hand doesn't get worse. It doesn't hurt when I draw though. That's good. Does it look good? Not sure. How many layers left? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more frames. It should be. Hopefully, I get this through quickly. Hopefully, that is. Oh god, someone's playing music on the background. Swear to God. Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna turn up my mic. Hello, I'm back. I was able to tell him to kill the noise. Oh yeah, recently I just been much prefer animatics than, fully animating something. Because I don't care about the smoothness of it anymore when it comes to animation. Because I already know how to do that, so. But when it comes to completely finishing something, animatics is just way better for me. Because you can definitely see the flow of it. Oh god, it's so hot. Hold up. Oh god, this is the hard part. It would be much faster if my hand wasn't hurting. That's too bad. That sucks. That's unfortunate. But I do love smear frames. Smear frames are the greatest hack ever on animation. It's really just you can do whatever you want to it. There's no rules. Well, as long as the movement makes sense. I'm actually close to finishing this. I already got the roughs done. I only just need some polishing to do. And what I mean by polishing is just putting in the designs of the character. Booba. Yeah, this boob isn't looking too good to me. Oh well. Time for the hard part, which is the pool body. Okay. Actually, let me do this one first. Fuck. Couldn't redo. Any recent anime you've watched? The one with that, what's it called? Dress Up Darling? That's the only anime I watched. I'm not a big fan of shonen, so but I do like rom coms a lot. I tend to watch those. Yes, I only watch the cutie ones. I wasn't able to catch up to Attack on Titan or what's that called? Demon Slayer. I still haven't watched it. I'm only waiting for, you know, the end game part of it. I guess that's the only part that I'm waiting for at this point. Yeah, now that I think about it, I haven't been watching anime that recently. I also watched the second season. Was it second season of Kobayashi, which is KyoAni stuff. I just only watch KyoAni stuff, slice of life type of thing. Because usually those are the genres that I enjoy. But yeah, I've also heard about Spy X Family. But I couldn't get back into watching anime again. I just tend to watch anime that has its own vibe, I guess. It's kind of indie like, I guess. So that's why I don't watch mainstream stuff. But yeah, I couldn't catch up. There's so much anime being produced recently, so your girl can't keep up. Doesn't Spy X Family reminds me of that other anime also? I think it's also a rom com. Love is War. I only heard it. Never watched that though. Okay, she's kinda lagging, but it's okay. We're almost there. Pro tip to get back into anime: you start with the degenerate stuff. Bro, I'm literally immune to that anymore. I've watched so much, all of that sort back then, to the point I'm immune now. Oh, by the way, uh, I did watch the recent Isekai, which is really good. Mushoku. Wait, let me check. I think I butchered that. Mushoku Tensei. I mean, I know, isekai is like fucking overrated to the point that it's nothing new, nothing strange. But it's one of those anime that is just beautiful to watch. That's why I got into it. The animation is just good. Yeah, I also tend to only watch animes that are like has great animation and it looks good. Does the plot matter? Maybe, just a tad bit to get me into it. But yeah, those are the most animes that I watch. If it looks good, it looks good. I'll watch it. Yeah, it's about people in it that actually have character. Yeah, and I think that's also quite degenerate of an anime. That's why I. It's typically not the anime that you would recommend to other, who are just starting off to watch anime. It's one of those things that you can keep personally. But yeah, the plot was also interesting. I just saw some animators on Twitter on sharing their works there. That's why I also got into it. Like most uh, animators that I know work there, so that's why I got hooked up on it. Hmm. I'm actually surprised with how much isekai anime I used to watch back then. I didn't even realize it was isekai. And it's really the genre that I didn't expect to like. It's really one of those genres I'm like, mid tier. And really not the genre that I'll always watch. Or preferably have a special connection to it. And it's Mushoku Tensei is literally the only fantasy anime that actually feels like a fantasy anime. Maybe that's why I also got hooked up to it. Like the vibe is right. It actually feels immersive. It's actually convincing that you're in a fantasy setting. Overlord, I just watched a few scenes of it. Like where he's, spoiler alert, I guess, where he's crushing someone with a hug. And it was like with a psycho girl with a creepy smile. He just hugged the girl into death, basically. That's that's my known Overlord too. That was Studio Bones, right? Was it Bones? Oh no, it's the other one. Mad Studio is a studio that doesn't make second seasons or third seasons. I also watched The Devil is a Part Timer. I think is that the title? And that's the anime I think that is finally getting a season two. Finally, Jesus, it's like it's like a decade old, and it still haven't got its second season. But it was really good, surprisingly. Oh, and my favorite anime is actually what's it called? Baka to Test. I think it's a comedy anime. That's why I'm really, really fond of that anime. You know the uh, stuff that premieres on Animax. We have Animax in our TV back then, and that's where I just where I watch anime back then when I was a kid. And we also have the Filipino version of it called Hero TV. That's where I used to watch a lot of anime back then when I was a kid. And the fact that I watched High School of the Dead as a kid on the TV is still blows my mind how I got how I was able to sneak that. Fourth season is actually coming out for Overlord. Really? Man, I really just watched one scene there. I wasn't able to get into it. The Adventures of Night Dragon Quest is Great Hero Journey. Wait, let me look up. I'm also seeing Osuma ranking recently also on Twitter. It's been blowing up. It looks cartoonish, but the animation is really good. But am I into fantasy anime? Nope, definitely not. For me, it was Kiss anime back then. Yeah, I also got into Kiss anime. And people probably freak out. Oh my god, why are you pirating anime? Blah blah blah. Bro, watching anime back then is like finding a UFO. it's so it's really not that accessible back then to watch anime. You really just have to resort to pirating sites. And it was probably the era where what's that called? Uh, Crunchyroll was probably also still a pirating site. I was really young to get into anime. Was the era where I still only know Dragon Ball. Oh shit! What the fuck happened? Also, my ranking is wholesome and good writing. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about that anime. I should try to watch it. Indeed, a battle with society. Yeah, you're probably gonna be considered weird if you watch anime back then. It was in mainstream. But the reason I just got into anime is because it just looks good. That's why I got into it. It really wasn't mainstream back then. The days of Naruto is a lot of people to start. But I'm an oldie and I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh yeah, I also reached that. But I was really young, so and I didn't have that much memory of it anymore because I was so young. I like the guy with with the headband. I think he has a third eye. That's why. And his emo as fuck. I think his character I liked. But did I understand anything about that anime? Definitely not. I also like really old looking anime. One of my favorites is Golden Boy and City Hunter. And compared to that, Golden Boy is really a degenerate a degenerate anime. Especially on episode 5, I think. But I'm not gonna spoil it. It's really old. I do recommend to watch it. Because there's some parts that I really like. I really like the concept of Golden Boy. And City Hunter is just iconic. It's one of those classics to me. And also, yeah, Inuyasha was one of the anime that I watched. Was his name Hey? Or just are you just saying Hey? Do you remember Ghost Diary that had a fan made dub only? Is this the uh is this the infamous fan dub? Ghost Diary fan dub. Wait, let me check. Was it that one? I wasn't sure. Oh, was it? I think yeah, it is that one. It was iconic. Come on. Wait. I was remembering one scene. I watched one scene there where the character is like the Butch principal. That dub is so brutal. Holy shit. His move was Dragon of Darkness Fall. Ultimate Edge. I really like old anime as well. Yeah, old anime was just a vibe. Animation wasn't as good back then, but the fact that they were able to make something like that, like Akira, for example, and everything that is from Studio Ghibli, and the fact they're really old anime, but visually they were able to still hold up. I mean, there are old anime that doesn't really look like it's holding up, but they still have their own vibe, which I like. Cowboy Bebop. I haven't watched that. Oh my god, I'm gonna be cancelled. I can be cancelled for that. We're not watching Cowboy Bebop. And thank God I did not try to watch the Netflix version. Golden Boy is peak degeneracy. Great Teacher Onizuka was div for me, and Lupin the Third is still pick for me. Yeah, this tree is like ultra classic. Golden Boy is still my favorite. I also heard good things about Great Teacher Onizuka. And Lupin the Third is just, it's a franchise of itself. It's one of those anime that won't go away. Just like Evangelion. Evangelion is just, a forever. It's just immortal right now. But Golden Boy, I heard Golden Boy just fell off, floored itself from based on the manga. It became bad. It was unfortunate, but it's not surprising to me, on my perspective. Because what I felt about Golden Boy is that it's surprisingly wholesome, but at the same time, it's degenerate. There's a lot of purpose stuff there, but it's great. It really is. Except for the manga, I don't think you should read the manga. People are just saying, just don't read the manga. Just stop at the last episode of it, and you're good. No need to continue. Really, I was gonna attempt to read the manga. People don't recommend it. It could, it was okay for the first few parts of it, right? Like the anime, but after that, it just became, I guess, a hodgepodge of meh. It just loses its spark, I guess, or its charm. That's why people are like not recommending it. It fell off from its grace. Why do I have the feeling that Attack on Titan will have 2, 3 more final season? Is it gonna do the Marvel thing where it's the what if? I mean, I don't mind if they do that because hey, it's helping out the animators to not be rushing it. So I don't mind that stuff. I actually don't mind waiting for new season and stuff like that. I mean, bro, just watch just like in the devil. The devil is a part timer. It took a decade to get a second season. So, man, as long as the animators are like okay, which they're not, but at least they're getting some. That's all enough. Especially when Mappa is going crazy. Mappa is doing too much. It's kind of worrisome. And the fact they're gonna do Chainsaw Man is hope and pray, baby. People are hoping and praying it's good. I mean, it is Mappa, but at the same time, come on, your workplace, improve it at least. I mean, it's a sad reality, but oh man, it'll take forever to improve that section. I mean, even in other countries, animation is still shit. The animation industry is still shit. Yeah, they get to produce beautiful stuff, but at the same time, their workplace is like horrid. Not to, not to say that every studio is like shit, but it really depends, and it's a more of a majority thing. Like every time I see a new anime, I always guess Mappa is just making another anime. No Game No Life still doesn't have a season 2. Bro, High School of the Dead though. Man, what a shame. That anime is not gonna continue ever. That's the sad part. No Game No Life. I haven't watched that, but I did see some. Uh, I mean, it's everywhere. That's why I always see it. But I haven't watched it. People are probably preparing their pitchfork if they get if they get to find out that I don't watch most of those animes. I just don't watch a lot of anime that much anymore. Mappa is making another sub branch? Really? I mean, here's the thing. This is what I've heard. Japan has a lot of animation studio, but despite that, people are making new studios. Like you could see, some of Madhouse animators are making their own branch, right? They're making their own studio, but nothing really changed. It still has, horrid, horrid workplace or work ethic. But that's really, I mean, there's a lot of factor to go into that because culturally, Japan is like overworking. But that's gonna take years to improve. That's like probably KyoAni is the only thing that I probably look up to a company or to a studio. High School of the Dead bullet passing through boob animation was the peak. It was the icon. It was the moment. We live for this. It's one of those scenes that you probably know as an anime fan. It's something that is ingrained to your brain, no matter what anime or what other anime else you watch. And High School of the Dead is probably the only zombie anime that I've watched, right? I haven't seen an anime with an apocalypse or a zombie apocalypse to be specific to have yet reached that peak or reach High School of the Dead's level. It was kind of realistic too. I'm not gonna lie. Some parts of it. I also really love this kind of genre. Zombie stuff. I mean, in video games also. It was sad the creator died for High School of the Dead. Could have been great. It could have been one of those anime that we would follow through the end. Apparently, the toilet cleaner of animation studio makes more money than the animator. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. It's a podcast by an animator. Yeah, I watched the Trash Taste, the podcast, anime podcasts. Yeah, their pay rate is really low. It depends on the studio though. There are studio that actually pays good. Not great, but good. Good enough. But those are already like well-known studios, and usually mostly out of overseas or not in Japan. I think it's because I really find Japan animation anime industry, their process is really I guess outdated in my opinion. Because in on the West, right? They usually have a team of storyboard artists, and what they make is already animated, right? like a little bit animated, roughly animated, or animatics. But in Japan, they're like still working on this storyboard, and they have to make a layout separately. Said on the podcast by an animator. I think I know that animator. That's. I think it's French. Yeah, a lot of animators I know are kind of French. They have their own studio there in France. The studio for Violet Evergarden was burned down. It was so sad. Yeah, Kyo Ani. But I think they're okay now. They were able to recover. But they did some of the directors that I really look up to there, because I like most of Kyoani's animations, especially Hyoka and Keion. Yeah, it was really sad hearing that news. Especially it's one of those studios that you really look up to, that you really respect. And the fact that they're the most respected and not outdated, and actually pays their worker decently, got burned down. It's one of those saddest moments. Yeah, it was unfortunate, but hey, it's Japan. Japan could have been great, but like any other country, they still have their own flaws. That's not getting filmed. That's weird. That was a really bad week for the anime community. Guy went nuts. Yeah, everyone was sad about it, even other studios. And the fact that there were investigations said that it was just petty, Like, dude was just really petty and just burned the whole studio down. Last layer. Last 2 layers, unfortunately. I heard cause he said they stole art from him. Never got a clear reason on it. He was a writer, I think. A light novel writer, I think. And I think he went mad because he wasn't picked. He didn't won. Because I think they were holding competitions and all that stuff, and he didn't won. That's why he got a reason to burn it. Actually, let me check. Kill Arnie. Yeah, he felt he's stolen his ideas. Really? Really? But I felt like that's yeah, he submitted an entry, see? I'm actually reading an article. Can you really copyright an idea? It wasn't even published. Even if you read his reasons, it's not justified. Dude is nuts, no matter what the reason is. I mean, yes, art getting stolen sucks, but his isn't even stolen. It's probably a general idea, I'm assuming. Learn that from Mob Psycho. Nobody's special. It probably sounds harsh, but the no one is special mindset is actually it gives a solace to the mind, in my opinion. Not sure how to explain it to words. It's so surprising how Japan openly promotes hentai stuff. Bro, do you see their birth rate? They're really growing old, but no children are like being birthed. That's what they're promoting. Do you guys remember that shipwreck of an anime? What's it called? It was those. It was the with. Oh god, I'm having a stroke. With the mecha, what is it called? It has zero in it. Zero Two was what was that anime? Are you? Oh, there it is. Darling in the Franxx. Darling in the Franxx was supposed to turn into this promoting having a family. It was propaganda, I think. That's what they're saying. It was a propaganda. It was promoting to, hey, uh, hey, make babies, please. Our birth rate is suffering. And my god, that's why it turned into a shipwreck of an anime. Because they didn't really, convinced it in a way that it is. I guess they. It's just a bland, or I guess a reason that they really don't know what really is the problem. Why they have such low birth rate? I'm assuming. Hey, Mob Psycho is the shit. Yeah, Mob Psycho is just one's you know, franchises. One Punch Man and Mob Psycho are just one of those animes and one of those franchises that you cannot go wrong with. Probably a lot of people prefer Mob Psycho compared to One Punch Man, but I like them both. Mob Psycho says that nobody's special, but in One Punch Man, uh, it's kind of like the opposite. Yeah, if you are special, then you're still left empty-handed. Or that's just my take. But I have not watched the season 2 of One Punch Man. I would just read the manga, to be honest. The manga is so good. Either it's one's version or Yusuke Murata's version. Two versions are good if you want to like go crazy. Oh, I told you wrote Mob Psycho shit. Bro, who doesn't like Mob Psycho? And anyone who doesn't like Mob Psycho, yeah, you deserve to be cancelled. It's great. It's amazing. Both are written by one, both OPM and Mob Psycho. Yeah, that's why they're both good. And they're both similar, but in a way they're very different. The only similar aspect they have is that they already have overpowered characters, main characters. They already have their powers. The episode when Mob and his teacher had a fight and reconcile was feels. Yeah, I really like what was his name? Reagan? Was his name Reagan? My boy Reagan? We just love the con man. I mean, One Punch Man's second season is probably not that bad, but at the same time, it kind of dwindles down. But it's probably because it's just overhyped, and people are just disappointed with the product compared to what they see last season. But that is to be expected. But I would just rather read the manga, because the manga is so good. I also realized that Yusuke Murata also made Eye Shield 21. It's an old anime, but I also loved it as a kid. Like him, being able to run fast. I remember copying his training. Like, I want to be fast also, like him. You know? It was one of those phases I have as a kid. Copying what the other characters are doing. or copying their training arc. So maybe I could be strong as them. Reagan is the dude I love to con people, thinking he was actually as strong as per. I mean, who was very convincing? The absolute confidence. Yeah, put that charisma up to 100. He has all his points on his charisma. I Show 21, I've been on binge with that. Yeah, it's a great anime. It was probably the only football. Wait, not football. American football, I think. Is that how you guys call it? I call that rugby. But I don't think it's rugby. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not into sports. Because I know football is soccer. When the characters there is just wild on I Show 21. You get a person with guns and rifles with a bazooka, and then one big huge chungus guy for defense. Yusuke self-made an OPM animation. It was so cool. Yeah, it was trending back then. That the manga panels are kind of like animated. On episode 8, but the manga hits different. Agon was a menace. Bro, mangas are so good. They're so underrated. I wish manga was also mainstream. These are really good, and I hope they're appreciated more. Oh, there's also that one anime that I was actually supposed to watch but didn't, and that was Blue Period. It was basically an art anime, but I think the manga is better. Man, I sound like that. I sound like that fan where an otaku that is just prefers the manga. But to be honest, they're both good. It's kind of like that dub or sub. Which one do you prefer moment? It depends. Alright, it depends. If the dub is good, the dub is good. If it's not, it's not. Okay, I really can't see that much here. I'm gonna turn up onion skin. American football, we call it here. Yeah, I think it's better to call it American football. People get triggered by calling it football. The man on Blue Period looked like Asta. Yes, a mature looking Asta. Me and my brothers watched it. Surprisingly, it was beautiful. I like the aesthetic. Yeah, it's an art anime, so it has to be aesthetic, or else people were gonna be triggered by it. There's also this manga called Witch. Oh god, I'm gonna butcher how that is pronounced. Atelier? Is that how you pronounce it? Atelier. Yeah, it's Atelier. Which Atelier? The way the mangaka shades the art is really good. It's really unique. I recommend it. I just really look really biased with stuff that looks good or unique on its own. Oh, you guys know the mangaka who made, what's that called? Takehiko Inoue. He made Vagabond. The Vagabond manga is so cool. It's so good. He made Slam Dunk. Oh god, our dogs are going crazy. Someone's campaigning. Uh, you guys hear that? Fucking hell. You guys hear that? Oh man. Yeah, where was I? Oh man, they're still here. Yeah, let's wait for a bit until they're gone. It just caused traffic. Okay, yeah. So Takehiko Inoue, Takehiko, Takehiko Inoue. He made Slam Dunk and Vagabond, which are really, both are really really good. I only remember Slam Dunk when I was young. It was an old anime, so I don't have that much memories to it. I also watched degenerate anime. You know those reverse harems, catered towards young female or female audience. Brothers conflict and those whatever vampire anime. Holy shit. The cringe fest is real. I love it so much. It's one of those cringy ass anime that is just absurd on its own. Mainly because it's assistant. It's just a lot of harassment, to be honest. And it's literally just straight out of Wattpad. I used to watch those. I don't know why. I just find it so funny and absurd it is. I enjoyed it. It's one of those bad anime, but you still watched it. I need to read Vagabond. Read it. Definitely read it. Even if you don't want to read it, just look at it. You can literally just enjoy it just by looking at it. You watched Oran High School, didn't you? Bro, I want something much more trashier than that. It's literally Wattpad editions. It's Brothers Conflict. That's one I remember the most. And let me just read out. And let me just try to remember the plot. Teenage girl basically moves in with new family. She has like 13 or 12, I think, brothers, step brothers. It's a literal anime that is just with the synopsis. What are you doing, step bro? That's the synopsis. That's it. That's the anime. It's so trashy. I love it. It's one of those trashy animes I just love. What are you doing, step bro? That's basically the anime. That's it. Hey, good to see you back on having your good stream. Yeah, I'm just chilling right now because my hand is injured. She's not doing good, but she's not doing too bad. School days, bro. I watched the ending. Do you know that song from Justin Bieber when he dies and his song plays? School days is like, give me those vibes. And it's so funny as hell. I can't take the death seriously. I mean, it's fucked up, but it's so funny at the same time. I can't take the song seriously. Yeah, nah, man. All the animes are just the best. And School Days is like iconic on its own. Come on. Yeah, I think those are the anime are like originally was supposed to be like a dating game, right? A dating sim. I think it's one of those. I only watched it because of Animax premiering them, and the vampire thingy, vampire whatever anime that is also like catered for reverse harem. I only watched it because it's on TV, and that's the only source I can watch anime back then. That's why it is inevitable to witness trashy anime. Come on, does people know Kiss X's? Does people know Kiss X's? I only watch that on YouTube, but I have no idea what anything else is about that anime. Oh, and if there is a favorite of mine that is, a degenerate anime, look, I know I'm a visual and plot enjoyer, good good shit plot enjoyer. I do love me some heavy heavy plot, intriguing concept anime, but you just gotta have some, a section reserved to your degenerate needs in order to balance it out, right? And my personal favorite is Monster Musume. If you don't know this anime, my god, you're missing out. It was the dating game and it chose the worst ending for the anime. It was the best. Man, the ending is wild. The ending was wild. And at that point, I can't help but appreciate it. Mainly because it's so wild. And it's just so absurd and psychotic. You can't help but go have an initial reaction of what the hell is going on? How did it get here? But yeah, it escalated so fucking quick. I love it. It's just absurd. I do love me some absurd. I mean, it is fucked up though. Not gonna. Maria Kim, your art looks great. Thank you. I've seen it all. I'm like, how this is not working? Yeah, it's so much. You have all the genres there. You have all the genres. It's very versatile. It has action in it. Monster Musume Centaur waifu. Nah, that's too much. Really? The reason why I like that is because it's surprisingly wholesome. That's it. I like wholesome anime, and that's it. I'm not too demanding. I just want wholesome shit. It has a lot of fan service, but yeah, it's wholesome though. And I tip my hat to those anime. And that's fucking talent. But there are animes that I hate mainly because it's just fan service. Those type of anime where it's all fan service and nothing else. Basically, as it doesn't have its own identity, unless they were able to rock it. Then kudos to them. I wonder if you guys have any other. If you guys have a list of, this is the worst anime I've ever watched. What the fuck did I watch? Have you read Blue Fox? Blue Box? It's wholesome as fuck. Blue Box. Let me search. Oh, I think I saw this before. Does this already have an anime? I think this is the anime where uh the two main characters are just like awkward as hell. But it is realistic. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. That what anime is in the sense of crazy shit just happening. Welcome to anime, baby. Crazy shit happens. Sekre has had an actual plot, but was a very big harem anime. Yeah, there's those animes that are just like so much fan service, but their plot is actually good. There's there's also that other anime where they have the girls pole dancing. That's only I remember from the anime, but they say the plot is good. The all the female characters are just like pole dancing. Was it the opening or the ending? I'm not sure. The audio sounds fucking good. Oh yeah, let's go, baby. Testament of Sister on fan service, no good plot. Yeah, there's just those animes. Oh yeah, your radio sounds much better. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Yeah, I bought a new mic around Sunday. It's a Razer microphone. I was actually originally planning on buying a shotgun mic, but those stuff are like expensive as hell. And I was a little bit overwhelmed to spend too much money on those. So let's start off basic first. And I was quite surprised they have Razer brand available, because finding Razer stuff here is kind of rare. And most of the stalls that I visit doesn't usually have the brand that I like. Rosario Vampire, one of them oldie. And you may be talking about panty as stocking. Okay, I actually like panty and stocking. Is it fan service? I'm not sure. Because I know they were trying to be pervy as possible. It's not even fan service anymore. It's just is. It is just is meant to be pervy. And yeah, the soundtrack of Panty and Stocking is good. And the animation is great. Because it's... What studio was it again? Was it Trigger? I'm not sure. Was that a vampire? I'm not actually sure about this. Oh fuck. I think I saw this before. Well, the anime I only watch is Naruto. You're good. I mean, everyone, when they started watching anime, probably watched those mainstream ones. It's one of those starter packs of the anime community. Fantasy Stalking is the anime I guess you were talking about. The pole dancing. No, not that one. It was the... It has an opening or an ending where they just have female characters pole dancing. Because Panty is talking is just that one scene where they're just transforming, right? That's only one. But this one is an actual opening. I wasn't able to remember. That sucks. I actually like that opening. Was it an opening or an ending? I'm still not sure. It's quite old though. Panty and Stocking is not even fan service. It is just crazy line. Yeah, it's not. It's not even fan service. It's just is furry. Gynax, what does it say? Oh yeah, Gynax. I think people from Studio Trigger was from Gynax. Yeah, that's pretty common anyways. On the anime industry, people are coming from one studio to another. I think the anime man also joked about that anime a lot, where it's just I watch this for the plot. You're animating something good again? I'm actually animating something for my homies at Dev Division. I used to I call up with them a lot, so you guys should also check them out. They're making a manga, and they're based from Australia, which is I don't think anyone made a manga there before. This is getting blurry. My memory will take a minute. Thanks for coming to the stream. See you later, bro. Studio Trigger. We make some colorful anime, but we cannot write plots. They get crazy. I mean, that's the beauty of Trigger. It's just is. It's just crazy. You're in for a wild ride. I mean, I do like those kind of anime. You're just vibing. You're just vibing. No need to thought provoking stuff. Just enjoy the ride. I remember that time when like we keep watching K on. Mainly because I like the vibe of it. Girls are like just chilling with their friends, and they're really like wholesome like that. Oop. But yeah, my taste in anime back then was trash. Like I literally only watched pervy stuff back then. I also watched those a lot of action animes back then. I, but now that I grew older, I just don't appreciate them anymore. I've grown. Have to take my leave, but animation doing good work. Thank you for coming. Till next time, buddy. Till next time, bro. I mean, I'm already like at the last frame, I think. It's almost done. Yep. This is the last frame. We're almost done. We're almost finished. How many hours are we? Almost 2 hours. Yeah, my hand is feeling a little bit better now. Maybe I just needed to warm up. Maybe that's why it was hurting. I should do stretches first before doing stuff. What are you animating? I'm animating something for Deaf Division, which are the people I've collabed recently this past few days. Or past few years, months, not sure. I'm animating their main character punching someone. Just the good old punching animation. And it's one of those consecutive cuts also. But it's almost finished. I mean, I only got the keys first. And the in-betweens aren't here yet. In order to make them smoother. But that's for another day. That's for another day. And turn off this now. I hope your hands feel better soon. Thank you. I mean, they're feeling good now. I just need some pressure to it. I've already put on some compress to it. I wonder what is it called. Some ointment on it. So it's feeling better now. It was much stiffer earlier this morning. Is it carpal tunnel or something? No, not really. It's just stiff. That's it. Because I cracked my knuckles a lot last night. I don't know why. I just wanted to crack it. And I kept cracking and cracking it until it's not cracking anymore. And that's probably why. Don't play with your hands, kids. And that's probably why it hurts. It made it. Or I maybe I've done something that made it injured. I'm not sure though. Probably I lifted something heavy than I was supposed to, that's why it hurts. But I'm not sure. I don't think I have carpal though. If it's carpal, it's supposed to be severe. It has. It must be severe. So yeah, warm up your hands first. Apparently, it doesn't hurt anymore. Or mainly, maybe just because I'm drawing. That's why. And the way I draw is not. I'm drawing very loose today, so it's not too demanding. I'm still not used to having a mic on front of my face. Couldn't draw properly. I'm leaning on the side. I just realized it now. Oh, it's zooming out. That's why it's looking disconnected. I'm just gonna take a break. Bathroom break. I'm back. Oops, wrong one. I'm just gonna double check a bit more. I'm just gonna export it now. That was a short break from animation. Well, I just uh, I just peed and take a drink. I'm just gonna export now. And this is probably finished now. I'm just gonna do the in-betweens next time. Okay, that's done. My layers are like crazy. Crazy messy. My playback settings. Let's take a watch. It takes a while to render this out before I can check it out. She's rough. She's rough. I mean, from yesterday, you were like burnt out and tired of animating. But it just seems to call you back. Yeah, I can stay away from it. But this is an old project actually. It's kind of old. And this isn't even a personal work, so. But yeah, it's something I can't stay away from anymore. I heard you were from the Philippines. Will you move away in the future? Definitely. Yeah. Do you know how many years I've waited for a decent internet connection? A decade. Man. And where I'm at is not even a great location. A lot of shenanigans happen here, honestly. But yep, let's finish this animation. Just need to re-export this again. And then save and export. And that's done. No more. So I could stop adding it. I guess that might uh, make me go nuts non-stop again. I mean, I should really take a break right now. Because my hand isn't that well. Mm. Which country you will live next? Will you live next? I'm not sure. Not sure actually. Depends if I get a sugar mama or something. I was thinking of Canada. Because I've heard that Canada is such a pleasant, more environment. Man, my hand is weird. When I grip something, it hurts, but when I draw, it doesn't. That's weird. Okay. Oh, it's done exporting. I didn't realize. Well, that finishes out. Let's just chat and chill. Oh, and we've only been 2 hours. Nice. That was quick. Canada is nice. I mean, I heard a lot of people there was nice, though. I'm also thinking, When I was young back then, I used to like Europe a lot as a place to live. I do. I wish to live there someday. Back when I was a kid, but right now I just do not know what to do with my life. I want to start small, because going to a different country maybe not good for my mental health. Did you study things like rotating boxes, cylinders, and anatomy in every angle so you could learn to animate? Yeah. Yes. Of course. I mean, you learn this stuff from, drawing and illustrating in general. So, it's pretty much unavoidable. I already, pretty much have an established knowledge when it comes to anatomy and all that stuff. When I'm still back then when I still only know how to illustrate, or when before I get to learn how to animate. The only part that I needed to learn when animating is the principles on how to actually animate. And I don't need tutorials to study how to draw because I already know how to draw. All I need to know was like, you know, how to actually animate or make my drawings move. Oh god, our dogs are like barking. And I think a lot of those who are starting to learn animation uh, doesn't have enough knowledge when it comes to drawing, which I pretty much discourage because they would be like, why is my animation not looking good? Well, you don't know how to draw, so that's a first. But there are, animators that you don't really need the design of it. You just need to. The movement is much more important when it comes to animation, anyways. It's not about the looks. Do you think animation is more fun than illustration for you? No. I much prefer illustrations. The reason why I don't find animation that enjoyable anymore is because I haven't been I haven't been doing it a lot. That's why. And I've lost sight on why it's fun. I used to find it fun back then, but right now not so much. I much prefer illustrations because I don't really like the process when it comes to illustrating or drawing or whatever or animating. Process is never, the thing that I enjoy. I'm the type of person who just like I want to see the results already. I'm that type of person. And seeing those results are like what gives me motivation, I guess. Are your dogs cute? We have big dogs and we have small ones. 2 big ones, 2 small ones. 2 indoor dogs and 2 outdoor dogs. Our big dogs are really, really old. I think they're 8 or 7 years old. Probably 9. I'm not sure. Do you have a favorite illustrator? Back then it was Kim Jong-gi, but right now my favorite illustrator Let me see. He's a I think he storyboards at Riot, and he made the Boondocks. What's his name? He's also a Kim. That's that's I know for sure. Kim Song Yeon, I think. Yeah, Song Yeon Kim. Song Yeon Kim. It's right now my favorite now is Song Yeon Kim, and but back then my favorite was Kim Jung Gi. Kim Jung Gi is basically this illustrator that makes live shows, and he basically illustrates at real time and at the show. He doesn't need references. Basically, he's basically a god when it comes to live illustrating. But right now, my favorite is Sung Yeon Kim. I think you can see him on Instagram. He goes by KSE332. I really just like his style. It's so pretty. It's so cool. Man, both of them are Koreans also. I know both of them, and both are crazy at drawing. Yeah, they're just so good. Most of the illustrators that I follow are Koreans, and the way they draw is just so technical, and so intricate, I guess, and so realistic, for some reason. That's why I like it a lot. It's somewhat stylized, but at the same time, it's realistic. It's really cool. But yeah, both of them are really, really good. I remember that time I was pretty much a cult follower of King Jung-hee back then. I mainly just find his anatomy knowledge so insane. That's why I get to watch him a lot. I try to copy him a lot also. His style, his way of drawing, everything. I followed it. But that phase is like over right now. Because I don't sketch that often anymore or draw similar in his style anymore. I think everyone was a cult follower of him. Yeah, if you want to learn anatomy, you'll probably discover him. He's also crazy with perspective also. That's why he's so famous. Okay. Now it's 3:30. Well, that's it for it now, guys. I'm gonna actually take a break right now and take a rest for my little hands for them to take a break. Seriously, they deserve it. Anyway, thanks guys for joining. It was a chill stream today and it was quite unplanned. I also wondered if King Jung-hee would be good in animation. If you look how he draws, it's so slow and careful. I wonder if he'd have the speed. I doubt it. Because the way he draws is so intricate, I guess. And he also makes mistakes. But if he probably gets into animating, that would be sick. But that's it for now. That's it for now, guys. And also, my mom is gonna buy me some snacks. And I'm gonna take a break for that. Again, guys, thank you so much for joining me. It was a short stream today, and it was just chilling out, and was quite random, and it was quite unscheduled. But thank you for following me, and thank you for joining me today. It was nice chatting with you guys, and till next time. See you guys. Bye bye. Thank you for joining. Bye bye. Bye guys.